looks like most of us are here, so thank you all and welcome to today's pre-arrival webinar for undergraduate international students. Today's session will focus on student life and how you can get involved on campus at UC San Diego. We're excited that you're here and hope you find this to be a helpful resource for you as you start your journey as a new Triton. We're gonna start off with a few introductions. Unfortunately, Grace wasn't able to be here, but my name is Karina Ivanian. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an international student intake advisor here at the International Services and Engagement Office. I also have the pleasure of coordinating one of our signature programs called International Student Advisory Council. And with that, I'm gonna pass it over to my colleague, Adam.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to UC San Diego and congratulations. We can't wait to get to know you this fall. So my name is Adam McKinney. I manage the International House, which we'll get into a bit more during our next section. But welcome, congratulations, and I will pass it over to my colleague, Julian.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julian Zepeda, and I am the program coordinator here at International House. So some of the programs I oversee are language conversation tables, which are tables of various language that are student-led hosts, and I also do cover our Global Forum series.
Thank you both. We're also joined by a lovely group of current international students, but we'll get in their introductions a little bit later in our session. So it's a little surprise that we have for you. In terms of other things that we will cover today for our agenda, we'll talk a little bit about the International Services and Engagement Office. Julian and Adam will give you an overview of the International House. We'll talk about something very unique to UC San Diego known as Globally Engaged Tritons, ways to get involved, and then the kind of surprise for the session is the student panel. And then lastly, we'll cover additional resources. Before we get started, we do want to do a few housekeeping items. So if you joined us before, if this is your first webinar, this is a reminder that you are in listen-only mode, which means you can hear us, but we can't hear you. We do want to make sure that we answer all of your questions, so please don't hesitate to ask them using the Q&A feature on your screens. In a case where we're not able to cover all of the questions, don't hesitate to connect with ISEO by going to icontact.ucsd.edu. And this session is recorded. We'll post the webinar recording on inewstudentwebinars.ucsd.edu in about a week. And this is just kind of a reminder of what that Q&A feature looks like. So feel free to put your questions there, and we'll do our best to either answer them in the chat, in the typed form, or we'll do a live Q&A as much as possible towards the end. Before the main content, just a few more reminders about the actions that you should take as a first year student. Please make sure to accept your offer of admission. So if you log in into your applicant portal, you'll see that there is an enrollment checklist that the admissions office has asked you to complete. One of the items is accepting your offer of admission. Some of you may also have this California residency for tuition purposes questionnaire. So please go there and make sure to complete all of the items. And then just to you know, it may take 2 to 3 days for the offer to go through the system, but eventually you'll receive an email asking you to create your Triton Link Active Directory and do your accounts. And this is how you will access all of the systems here at UCSD. This will also generate your UC San Diego PID as well as email. Many of you are probably also wondering what the process of requesting your documents will look like. So a helpful resource that we encourage you to visit is our inewstudent.ucsd.edu website. It outlines all of the steps as it comes to requesting your immigration documents as well as preparing for arrival. So highly encourage you to visit it. It's divided by population, so you'll be going to the undergraduate student section and then following the steps on the process. And with that, what is International Services and Engagement Office? Who are we? What it is that we do? We're oftentimes also referred to as ISEO, but the International Services and Engagement Office is part of the Global Initiatives Department here at UC San Diego. And we're here to assist international students and the international community from the very start. A lot of our services focus on providing resources as early as pre-arrival and orientation, so kind of that initial transition to campus life. We're also here to provide advising services, especially as they relate to your visa and status support. And then we have a variety of cross-cultural programs and activities for all students at UC San Diego. And this is kind of one of the main focuses of our session today. But we can be accessed through, in-person programs. We have in-person advising as well as virtual advising through Zoom. And so please don't hesitate, to drop in, say hi, and learn more about the different things that we do. A big part, of why we do what we do is the students. And we wanted to provide a quick overview of the community, international student community here at UCSD. So this is a quick look into our fall 2023 snapshot. As you can see, you'll be joining a community of nearly 8,000 international students, and that is just students currently enrolled. So they're taking classes here at UC San Diego, but there are also over 2,000 students who are on post-graduation employment status, and that includes optional practical training or OPT for F1 students, or academic training, also known as AT for our J1 students. And we want to let you know that, each one of you make a significant contribution to UC San Diego's research and educational endeavors. And it is a big privilege of ours to help support you through, different services and presentations like today. So to dive deeper into what that pre-arrival and onboarding period looks like, right now, so during March, April, and May, we focus on doing pre-arrival webinars, and they cover topics, from housing to visa support. And all of those, as was mentioned earlier, are available on inewstudentwebinars.ucsd.edu. Once we transition into summer, this is where students will be introduced to our iTriton online orientation course. And this will be the focus of June, July, and August. And then once we get into September, this is where you'll be able to participate in new international student orientation. It is a set of hybrid, virtual as well as in-person sessions that aim to facilitate your transition to UC San Diego. And it's also a great opportunity for students to meet one another. So there are a few helpful, vanity URLs on the web, on the screen right now. So if you're interested in kind of learning more about any of these, please don't hesitate to visit those pages. So as I mentioned, again, this is just kind of a reminder of some of the topics that we have covered in our webinars already. It does take us about a week or so to post the recordings. So if something is missing on the website, we do appreciate your patience. We'll post it soon. We also will share the slides for all of the sessions on inewstudentwebinars.ucsd.edu. To give you a bit more information about our iTriton online orientation course, so the information can be found on our iTriton.ucsd.edu website. It is a course comprised of about 8 modules, and they're arranged in an order you may encounter them during your program. So these are kind of some of the cautionary and some of the kind of main issues that international students face with their immigration status. So key points on how to be involved, how to, experience UC San Diego to the fullest, but also make sure that you're maintaining your visa status. This will be available to all students come June 1st, but if you'd like to get a head start, feel free to log in into Canvas. So that is one of the platforms that will be used for all of your classes here. This is a resource that a lot of professors utilize to post materials, and this is where the orientation course will be housed. So if you want to check it out, like what does it even look like, feel free to sign in using your single sign-on. And then lastly, the new international student orientation. So as I mentioned, this usually takes place in September, right before classes start. And it's one of my favorite parts of like the whole pre-arrival and onboarding period. And some of the very cool sessions that we were able to offer during this times are UC San Diego bus tour. So this takes students all over San Diego, and kind of gives you an opportunity to explore some of the landmarks in the city. We also do international social mixer with our colleagues at iHouse. It's one of a larger scale, events that our offices host, and it's a really, really fun time. We also do intercultural communication workshops and meetups that are led by students for students. So we'll be providing more details about this as we get closer to September, but all of the key information will be housed on iorientation.ucsd.edu. A few additional resources to highlight. There's obviously a lot of different steps that you need to complete before you come to UC San Diego or, come to the United States. And so we have created these two guides. The welcome guide focuses a lot on kind of the status and immigration processes that need to be taken care of. And then Surf Check Coming to UC San Diego guide is another one. Both of them have interactive links, as well as kind of general information about the academic and social experiences at UC San Diego. So to give you kind of a deeper dive into Surf Check, it's a term that is very kind of near and dear to San Diego. It's very quote unquote on brand. So what is, Surf Check? If you don't surf, or, if you would like to learn how to surf, one of the terms that you'll become familiar with is Surf Check. And Surf Check is an action done by surfers to survey various conditions at a location to get an understanding of what the surf conditions will be like. And so just like a Surf Check, ISEO will be providing the necessary knowledge and experience to help you navigate your way to a great experience at UC San Diego. And so some of the topics cover, what to pack, how to get to campus when you're here in the United States, housing options, as well as important pieces on how to set up your bank account and phone accounts. And so we highly encourage you to check it out. It's pretty interactive, as I mentioned, and it's a great opportunity to learn more about the important pieces of, and steps on how to do things, even before you arrive. Last thing that I'll cover, I know it kind of went on a little bit for a while, but our office also has a few signature programs. You'll notice us refer to them as I programs. And so these are kind of some of them that are available, but we have a lot more. So to highlight a few, our English in Action Conversation program is a volunteer program where we pair English speakers with students and scholars who are looking to improve their conversational skills. It's a great opportunity to build connections one-on-one, as well as practice your English skills. We also have global coffee hours, and that is open to all of UC San Diego. And it's one of the favorites for our community members in the international community. This is just a casual space for folks to get together to drink coffee and pastries and talk about everything and anything. And then the last one I'll highlight today is Triton Trekkers. So it's a partnership program with Outdoor Recreation. And through this program, we host trips all over San Diego. So we do kayaking and snorkeling in La Jolla. We do rock climbing and much more. So it's a great opportunity to get to know the greater San Diego area. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Julian and Adam to tell you more about the International House.
Thank you, Karina. Well, again, my name's Adam. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the manager of the International House. So the International House is located over on the Eleanor Roosevelt College campus. We're in the northwest corner of campus, so some of you may be incoming ERC students, in which case, welcome, and we'll see you soon. But just a note that everything that Julian and I are about to touch on is open to the entire campus community. So we are not just a living learning neighborhood, we're also a globally oriented programming hub, and all of our programs are open to all. So a quick description of what iHouse is. We are the oldest and largest living learning community on campus and are home to in the neighborhood of 250 to 350 undergraduate students in any given academic year, half of whom are domestic and half are international, or at least that's the ratio we shoot for. And that drills down to the apartment level too. So not only are we 50-50 domestic international as a community, but within apartments, we also have, we aim for a 50-50 ratio between domestic and international students. And so the outcome there is a truly immersive experience. We also have 11 visiting scholars that live in our neighborhood. And unlike the majority of housing on campus, iHouse specifically is open to undergraduates from all 8 colleges. So in all likelihood, you'll be living with your college during your first year. But when you are submitting your housing application as a second-year student, you have the option to opt in to any number of the living learning community neighborhoods, or LLCs. And so you can follow the instructions through the HDH housing portal when it comes time to apply for housing your second year. And I hope that you keep us in mind. So next slide, we are a community built around global awareness, cultural understanding, and international friendship. Again, all students from all colleges are welcome to participate in our programs. And then I'm going to quickly introduce Julian, our program coordinator, who can talk us through some of our specific programs.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. So hello, everyone. My name is Julian Zepeda. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the program coordinator at International House. And I'll be going through a few of our programs that we offer. I just want to note before that I go into them that these are all student-led programming. So we really do empower our campus community to get involved into our programming and really help support one another. So starting off with the language conversation tables that take place every Tuesday from weeks 3 through 9, the campus community comes together to build speech fluidity and expand understanding of global cultures in student-led tables. So our tables actually vary by quarter depending on which student hosts do sign up to present on a language that they are proficient in to not necessarily like teach, but engage in. And the student hosts share their knowledge of languages and passion for cultural collaboration and friendship. This is one of our more popular events, specifically just for its community building and inviting people to come together and speak a language that maybe they don't speak in other spaces here on campus. Next slide, please. Cool. And then the Global Forum is a lecture series that does talk about international topics that are happening, and we do invite external speakers and along with internal speakers on campus to talk about topics that they are specialized in. So we collaborate with various campus partners and student-led speakers as well to put on a series of lectures. And some of our previous topics include mental health, a global priority, Black internationalism, and perspectives on international queer identity, expression, and visibility. Next slide, please. Awesome. So cultural festivals and celebrations. So in partnership with ISEO and other globally oriented programming hubs on campus, we do put on cultural celebrations. We collaborate with student leaders as well who do want to host a celebration that intersects with their cultural identity. And we do invite the entire campus community to come together and learn and celebrate a certain cultural holiday. So in this picture, it's the Lunar New Year celebration that we had in February, and other cultural celebrations that we have done are Diwali along with Nowruz, which is Persian New Year. Awesome. And then the cherry on top for all of our programming is Sunday Supper. iHouse collaborates with student leaders and the Sunday Supper Planning Committee to put on quarterly themed dinner to commemorate the memories that were made as a community. The highlight of this program is our student showcase, where we invite members of our community to come together and show off their talents, whether it's singing or humor, or really anything that they're interested in presenting. And each theme is picked by our committee. So in this photo, we had a bountiful autumn harvest, and we are getting ready for our Woodstock theme Sunday Supper of Love. And to stay in touch with iHouse, learn about our varying programming that happens throughout the year, I encourage you to follow us on Instagram at iHouseUCSD And then feel free to also check out our website for more information on iHouse at ihouse.ucsd.edu. And
Okay.
I'll pass it back to Adam.
Thank you, Julian. So next up, we're going to talk a bit about an umbrella program that we use to both promote globally oriented programming and then give students the recognition they deserve for participating in globally oriented programming during their time here as an undergraduate. And that is the Globally Engaged Tritons co-curricular record, which is a mouthful. So the Globally Engaged Tritons Get CCR program allows UC San Diego students to earn credit on their co-curricular record. What is the co-curricular record, you ask? Well, think of it as a transcript for everything that takes place outside of the classroom. So you will have an opportunity at UCSD to join a litany of clubs and organizations. There is also no shortage of programming that you'll have to quickly decide, which to prioritize because you'll be swimming in it. And so one way that we try to provide a bit of signal to the noise is to flag certain events as qualifying for the Globally Engaged Tritons co-curricular record opportunity. So students who complete at least 30 hours of programming that we've deemed to be globally oriented, and we cast a wide net. You can always petition programs that you think should belong. Over the course of a full academic year, that's fall, winter, and spring quarters, will qualify for the GET CCR certification on their co-curricular record. You can learn more at getccr.ucsd.edu. And a great way to, I think I'm stepping on a future slide, but a great way to keep tabs on which events, thank you, that's perfect timing, qualify for Get CCR certification is the iEvents calendar. So ievents.ucsd.edu. This is a clearinghouse that we use to both promote all of our events, but then also to keep folks in the know as far as which upcoming programs will qualify for the co-curricular record. Karina and Julian and I, we will upload all of our programs along with colleagues in Study Abroad and the Global Initiatives Director's Office. And then, Julian, I'm going to turn this back over to you to talk through GAP a bit, as Julian is one of the program leads.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Adam. So the Global Ambassador Program is a summer-long peer mentorship program. It matches incoming international undergraduate students, all of you, with current UC San Diego undergraduate students. So there is a website, gap.ucsd.edu, and also QR code if you want to take a minute to scan that. And currently, right now, we are only accepting the mentor applications, but more information to come on when we are accepting mentee signups. But yeah, this is a really great way for you to sort of meet somebody who has kind of already learned their way to transition into college life here at UC San Diego. And once a month, you will be checked in with a mentor and you will talk about a certain topic, whether it's like where to eat in San Diego or like how do grades work, because there are varying grading systems from where we are at UCSD and then internationally. So it's a really great opportunity, and I hope that you all do consider signing up for this. And it's just a great way to also meet a friend before you get here on campus. And I will also go ahead and cover other ways to get involved here at UC San Diego. So studentorg.ucsd.edu is a whole database that shows all the approved and UCSD recognized student orgs that are happening around campus. A really cool feature about this as well is that they do show previous student organizations as well from the year prior. So let's say if there is a student organization that's not active, but you feel empowered to bring it back, you do have sort of like the contact and the ability to do so. This is a great way to sort of find involvement that does cover like your interest, whether it's in film or dance or anything in between. Awesome. One more back. Oh, I think there's one more about community. There we go. Oh, awesome. So community centers. So there are also varying community centers that are here to support you on campus. We have the Black Resource Center, the Cross Cultural Center, Intertribal Resource Center, LGBT Resource Center, Raza Resource Center, Women's Center, and API Meta. These are all great community centers to sort of like have the support that you may be looking for as you enter campus within your varying intersecting identities. So I do really encourage you to find these resource hubs, and they offer workshops, they offer people to talk to, and they even offer just a space to study, and you can find people who are also intersecting identities with you and to kind of just make new friends. I really do encourage you all to check these out. There are like wonderful people who work here, and we also do collaborate with them as well as part of our programming.
Okay, so next up, I believe Karina, we're going to pass it over to you to introduce our student panel.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Adam and Julian. And we hope you had an opportunity, to learn a little bit more about some of the different offices that can help you with getting involved. At this time, I do want to encourage you to submit those questions in the Q&A section. And with that, while you do that, I'm going to pass it over to introduce some of our students here. Tina, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone. I am Zina. I am from Wuxi, China, and I'm currently a senior student here at UCSD. I'm from Marshall College. I study sociology and political science and also minoring in film studies. And I'll pass it on to Jenny.
Hi, my name is Jenny, and I come from China as well, and my city is Nanjing. And I'm currently a second year student from 7th College, and my major is bioengineering. I'll pass it over to Shiri. Shri.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to have you all here. I'm Shreya. I'm from Delhi in India. I'm also a Revel College student, fourth year, a human biology major, and I'm happy to answer all the questions.
Thank you all so much for being here as part of our student panel. Our first question is, what was the most challenging part of adapting to UC San Diego?
Well, I think for me is to balance my study and life. I have to deal with a lot of daily routines, like go to the laundry and also getting my new phone number, or even like cooking every day.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with Jenny. For me, it was a couple of things. First of all, the quarter system, because my high school was more like a semester system, so I didn't know like what quarter system was, or like once even I got to know, it was kind of like hard to like adapt to it because it just goes by really, really fast. And then other thing, as Jenny mentioned, just like the daily life things, like I wasn't used to like doing the daily chores by myself, be it like laundry or like cooking or just like the fact that you have to think what you're going to eat in your next meal. It was kind of challenging in the beginning. And at the same time, you want to maintain a good social life, but also get good grades. So that was a little challenging in the beginning.
I think for me, because of COVID, it was finding your community on campus. Because like COVID hit and I wasn't able to come to campus until my second year, and school didn't have housing for me, so I have to live off campus, and didn't really know anyone except for my roommates for like my first year. So I feel like definitely when you just got to a new country, then it's like a completely different new experience, and you have to go out of your comfort zone and make friends with people coming from different backgrounds. You have to also adapt to different like ways of communication, which was pretty hard for me at the beginning, but I eventually overcome all the challenges. Yeah.
Apologies, I was having trouble with the unmute button. Thank you all so much for sharing. And, to kind of go a little bit further in that transition, what resources did you find the most helpful, as you were trying to overcome these challenges?
I think uh, I'll go first. I think for me, ISEO is kind of like a home place. I remember the first activity of joining UC San Diego is a coffee hour, And through that coffee hour, I got to find a new community of international students. And by talking to them, I make more friends. And also I find really good solution for me to like solve some daily problems.
Um, so I believe like it's just like finding your community. It takes a time to like find your people, but the one thing I can assure is that UC San Diego has their people for every single individual. You just gotta like find for it. So something that's beneficial is like the fact that you have resources for every single thing. It took me a quarter to realize that there are so many resources available if you're struggling for classes. Like, go to your professor's office hours, talk to your TA, just shoot an email to your professor, or there are like teaching and learning commons. There are just like n number of resources that can help you to like get through the academic rigor and like get you through the quarter system. And at the same time, there are so many like on campus as well as like in college activities that I'd highly encourage each and every one of you to involve, because I'm not the kind of person who can easily make friends. I was always like on the introverted end. So it was hard for me to make friends. So my way of making friends was to getting involved. All the friends that I have today were the friends I made through some or the other program I got involved into. I was either involved in like a Revel program or like I worked on campus. And the people I met made the journey so much easier because you meet international students, you meet in-state students, you meet out-of-state students, and then you realize everyone is kind of going through the same thing. And it's like when you have more people going through the same struggle, it becomes easier. You help each other to tide through. So get involved as much as you can and like explore the campus, meet new people, and everything will be okay. Just reach out for help if required.
Yeah, I definitely agree with our other student panelists. I think for me, definitely ISEO was the place for me to find friends. So I started working for ISEO in my junior year, and I eventually got to know so many amazing individuals coming from different backgrounds. It was like super cool to have conversations with them, and we eventually become like best friends. And also, I want to point out the fact that all the people surrounding you are resources for you. I get to know so many other people through friends, and I feel like you start to build your own community through your friends, and they are always ready to help you out with anything, and everyone is a resource to you, and don't be afraid to reach out to people. Yeah.
You all sort of touched a little bit on kind of that community here at UCSD, and obviously academics and research that a lot of students will engage in are such a big part of the experience. It's one of, main reasons, maybe why many are joining the UC San Diego community. But how would you describe your experience, as a student beyond the classroom?
I can go first. I mean, it's amazing. Like San Diego is amazing. Trust me. You've got everything in San Diego. And as I'm going to leave San Diego soon, I'm graduating this quarter. I just cannot believe myself anywhere else. If you're someone who likes to be at the beach, we literally have like so many beaches at the walking distance, whether it's from campus or like other locations that you're staying at. If you're someone who's like very adventurous, we've got like surfing and like different games on the beach. I personally always like to go to the beach and just like read. That's what I usually do. There are also a lot of like cafes where you can just like sit and study while you also get a beautiful view in front of you. I do that quite often. That's like an amazing place. San Diego also has amazing brunch spots. So this is a ritual I have with my roommate. Every Saturday, we go for a brunch and we try a new spot. Until date, we haven't been able to like finish all the brunch spots. That's the number of brunch places that we have in San Diego. Other than that, usually like if I talk about like my first 2 years, like as a freshman and a sophomore, my weekends were more like hanging out with the people from the programs I was involved in. Usually you'll have like some kind of like, bonfire or like some kind of a bonding activity that was going on. But eventually as I made more friends, we have some kind of like different plans. We go for out for kayaking, some weekends we go out for like rock climbing. There are also so many hike trails. We go for hike trails. So whatever you want, San Diego got you covered. So don't be worried about your life outside of like academics. And I would really encourage each and every one of you to like find something that you truly enjoy outside of classroom, because you need like an outlet. Like you don't want to just be in the classroom. You need an outlet to also channelize your energy somewhere else and keep you going academically. So do that. Do that.
I totally agree. I feel San Diego, one thing I love San Diego the most is that we have the almost the best weather in the United States. And also, since UC San Diego is such a huge campus, you got to know people from all around the world. And for me, I personally love to learning different cultures. So I got the chance to meet different people and talk to them and learn a lot of new things. So I really enjoy every day here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I absolutely love my experience at UCSD. I think for me, doing like weekdays, I would try out to like go to all different kinds of events during the gap between my classes. So definitely if you're coming in as a student, follow all the Instagram account, and we have like associate students hosting their events. We also have like Triton Fest. There's like a lot of cool different events going on campus, and some days I even get to get free food every single meal, so I don't even have to pay for food, which saves a tons of money. I think during weekdays, definitely I do the same. I go out in San Diego and try to explore more. Our campus is literally located right next to the beach, and you can go to Gliderport and you have access to Black's Beach through there. It's probably the most amazing sunset I have ever seen in my whole life in La Jolla, and we also have really cool food around here. Amazing Mexican food. I started to be obsessed with tacos after moving here. I've tried out so many different restaurants that I haven't tried before, like Ethiopian, South African, Indian. So just different kind of cuisines, all in San Diego, and I absolutely love my experience at San Diego too. Yeah.
There's just one more thing I'd like to mention before we switch on. Everything is extremely accessible because you have like an amazing public transport system in San Diego, and the public transport is like free for like UCSD students. You get a pass that just it's free. You don't have to pay for it, and it allows you to like go pretty much everywhere to like convoy if you want to go to food or like beach. Like everything is very accessible as an international student or any student who doesn't have like a direct mode of transport. You have the public transport.
Thank you all so much for sharing that. It kind of made me want to go to the beach right after this. And thankfully, it's so true. Yeah, the weather is slowly getting better. So hopefully once everybody is on campus, you get to enjoy all of the incredible spots that were mentioned. We covered obviously a lot about extracurricular activities in this webinar. I know Julian, Adam, and myself are a little biased about a lot of programs and a lot of opportunities that were shared today. So what kind of extracurricular activities did you get involved in, and anything that you would recommend to the students on the call?
Yeah, I can go. I'm from Raval College and I'm a big Raval girl. So I've been involved highly with Raval, pretty much done every single thing that Raval has to offer. I was an orientation leader for 2 years at Raval College. I also served as concert chair for Raval. So every college is usually host like an annual concert. So I basically organized Ravel's annual concert for 1 year, and it was an amazing event organizing experience. Like I got to learn a lot about like event organizing. Other than that, I currently also serve as international student representative at Revel College Council. So I get the chance to advocate for international students, particularly for Revel. Other than that, when we talk about all campus, it's a funny story. So when I first got into UCSD, I signed for this program called GAP, which I'm sure people have mentioned here, um, Global Ambassadors Program, and it kind of pairs you with one of a current student, and they help like as a mentor, and they help you transition. And I signed up for that, and that was an event by ISEO at that point. And the mentor that I was assigned with is currently one of my closest friends, and they really helped me transition into the college and like understand what the system is and how everything works, and it was amazing. And then after my freshman year, sophomore year, I signed up to be a gap mentor, so I was assigned a lot of mentees. and all of them happen to be such good friends today. And I'm like so glad to be having those friends today. And it's kind of funny to like think that how we actually became friends. It was more like a mentor-mentee relationship. I also worked with ISEO as a peer coach where I get to talk to so many students and just help them like connect to more resources. I'm also involved with Women's Network where we just like lift all of like the female people around us and just help each other grow. Um, I would say just get involved. Like ISEO has played a big role and ISEO has amazing programs. I also was a part of English in Action program because I wasn't very confident with my communication skills. First, when I got into college, I was scared of like stumbling in between and not fluently talking in English because English is not my first language. So whatever you're afraid of, like just try to expand your comfort zone and reach out if you want to make more connections. Like ISEO has like so many events, get involved with ISEO. If not ISEO, get involved with other things on campus. I always like to say students like pick up a hobby that you like, and I'm pretty sure there's something related to your hobby on campus. So find that, like find it through Instagram or like search it on Google, and then ultimately get involved in your college. Like I was really involved in my college, and that made my experience so much better here at UCSD.
Yeah, different colleges hold different events, but even though you are not from that college, you can still go to that college to join their events. So if your college is definitely a good resource. And despite college, I also joined some student clubs, and you can almost find every club, like every club you're interested in here. Like, because there's a lot of students, and you can definitely find your community. And for my personal taste, because I love like cultural related stuff as I mentioned. So I really, really recommend the language table hosted by iHouse. I was a Mandarin hoster, but sadly I have schedule conflicts. But like every week by joining that activity, I really can meet people who are interested in my culture and also I can learn from their culture. I feel really a sense of achievement when you like tell different people about your own culture, and you can also definitely learn a lot of things.
Yeah, totally honest. I am not biased at all, but I love the events hosted by ISEO. I'm also a student intern here at ISEO, and I personally participated in so many events like the coffee hour, Lunar New Year, and Diwali, and different kinds of festivals. And I just enjoyed that so much, and I feel like that's definitely like one of the biggest element of my college life. And like Jenny said, I also went to a language table for the first time actually last week, and they're super cool, and they have like different language tables. I get to pick up my Korean a little bit more, and also I hang out with just like at different tables, just like pick up something else. And yeah, I would say because I really wanted to have the American experience, I also joined a sorority last year, and it's been really fun. It's like something that's very different from the like Chinese culture that I was used to, and it's just like super cool to make friends and talk to people with different mindsets, and yeah, just having like a sisterhood. And I feel like I'm really proud of myself for stepping out my comfort zone and talk to people that I usually don't talk to. But yeah.
And for the introverts on the call, please don't be alarmed. It may seem like everybody is super extremely extroverted, but with time, you truly will become one too. Zena always jokes and said that she used to be an introvert before she started working at ISEO. So it is, just a little encouragement if you need any, with not hesitating to getting in, not to hesitate and get involved with the things that you're interested in. As these new students slowly prepare to start their journey at UCSD, there's obviously a lot of things that need to be done and a lot of things you want to do kind of as part of that bucket list. So maybe we can go around, and if there's like one thing that you regret not having done yet as a UC San Diego student, what would it be?
For me, is to travel within the San Diego. I travel around San Diego a lot, but really there's a lot of good places like the Old Town and the Balboa Park that I really want to go to.
For me, it's like I'm a bio major, and I think I was too focused on like biology classes throughout my time at UC San Diego. I wish I had taken more of like interdisciplinary classes, like marketing classes or like economics classes. You can always take the classes that you're interested in, even if they're not a part of your major. So, if given an opportunity, I would take more of like marketing or finance classes just to see how it feels like.
Yeah, I love this question. So, I'm actually making this to-do list before I graduate. I have a month left at UCSD, and I was telling my friend to give me some suggestions to do before I graduate, and I actually have the list right here. But I would say the top would be learn how to surf. Um, I think part of my reason of choosing UCSD was that I really wanted to learn how to surf. But in the past 3 years, I haven't really done that, and I definitely need to do that before I graduate. And there's also a whole list here. Fallen Star. I don't know if have you heard about the name. It's architecture in Warren College, and it represents the dystopian, I guess, experience of international students, and I just heard it's really cool, so I definitely want to check that out. And also just like play different sports, beach volleyball, snorkeling, and camping. So yeah, and I think I have a random one right here. It's just like try out all the dining halls and restaurants on campus. So yeah, that's some things that I would recommend doing before you graduate.
Hopefully this motivates everybody to start a to-do list of all the things they would like to do while they're at UCSD, and hopefully this can serve as a little bit of a guidance and inspiration of some of the things maybe you would want to do first. In terms, I know we're kind of approaching our time here, but what is a piece of advice that you would give to incoming international students?
I would say find your own pace. After you came here, you will definitely find different people. Some of them they get used to the college life really quickly. But if you are not, don't be worried. Just try to explore more and give yourself some time and you can definitely do that.
I just always say reach out for whatever that you need. Um, take a step, take a step ahead. Like you take one step, people are going to take like 20 steps here for you. The thing that I always like to say is like what you put into your life, college life is what you're going to get out of it. The more you put into it, the more you're interested, the more you're enthusiastic, it's definitely going to give back. Get involved, get involved, get involved, get involved. That's the best way. It's going to consume your time. It's going to give you so many new experiences that you can put on your resume. You're going to gain skills. You're going to make friends. It's just amazing. Just find what you're interested in and just get involved with everything and whatever you're interested in.
Yeah, I would say step out of your comfort zone and just try out different things. Um, Honestly, UCSD has a huge campus, and just talk to the people that you don't know, and the worst case scenario, you just never saw them again. And also just like try out different things, like try out different sports. I tried rock climbing when I'm here, and I really liked it. And crafting center also has really cool events, like they have like crafty events. I built like a mosaic, and now I'm still hanging in my room, just like explore. Um, don't be afraid to make mistakes and try out different things. If you tried it out and you're like, oh, I absolutely hate it, just don't do it ever again. But yeah, be ready to embrace on new experiences.
To answer our next question, it may be a little challenging to find just one, but what is the activity or place that one should not miss while being in San Diego or at UCSD?
I want to say try more Mexican food. I have a personal recommendation. It's a taco stand. It's right close to the campus, but it has really good shrimp burrito.
This is actually a really hard question. There is not like just one place. Like it's quite literally next to impossible to pick just one place. I can name a few. Right next to campus at Scripps Institution, we have an amazing cafe. It just opens 8 a.m. to like 2 p.m. serving brunches, and it's called Caroline's. And while you have your breakfast or your brunch, you quite literally see the Scripps Ocean and like the institution So it's amazing. Like the food is amazing, the view is amazing. So check that out. That's an amazing place. And they also give like 15% student discount. Another thing, if you're at UCST and if you're going out, always carry your ID card and ask for student discounts because a lot of places give student discounts. So don't forget to get your discount. Other than that, I would say the beach. Go to the beach. Like you have to go to the Wood to see sunset or sunrise. Like you cannot miss that. No chance you're missing a sunset or sunrise at Wood. Yeah, I'll say these two for now. Other figure out, find out, explore.
Thank you, Shreya. I didn't really know that you can bring up ID to get discount. Now I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, I would say like some activities that's unique to UCSD. Sangha Festival. I went there for 2 years and it was like super fun. A free music festival. Come on, you gotta go. And I would say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Undie Run. I tried Undie Run with my friend who was graduating last year and it's super fun. It's like a UC system tradition at the end of the quarter just to release some of your stress. And yeah, just like different concerts throughout the year. And also, of course, like since we're in UC in San Diego, we are right next to the ocean and rec classes, the UCSD recreation classes offer so many cool activities that you can try. And also as like Triton trackers that we just mentioned, I actually went on a 6 hour hiking trip with ISEO to the potato chips and they're super fun. So yeah, just like try out different like outdoor activities in general. But yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for sharing. In the last 5 minutes, we're gonna do open question and answer. So I encourage you to submit those questions if you have any. I know there is one already. And so the question is there any WhatsApp groups for new admitted students? Unfortunately, there isn't one that is run by our office, but oftentimes students will start their own. We do have a built-in discussion board in our iTriton online training. So students get a chance to kind of meet one another through that. But unfortunately, there isn't a set WhatsApp group. Unless, I don't know, I know oftentimes like Facebook may have groups that are started specifically for incoming students. So that might be something you may be interested in checking out as well. I'm gonna do one last call for questions. If we didn't get a chance to answer your question, please don't hesitate to let us know by going to icontact.ucsd.edu. In terms of additional resources, just to highlight a few, our last pre-arrival webinar for the series will be Campus Safety. It'll take place on May 9th. And the registration is available on inewstudentwebinars.ucsd.edu. I see, okay, I see one more question in the Q&A, and it's a perfect segue into what we just talked about. We highly encourage you to attend the campus safety webinar to learn more about the safety precautions for on-campus and outside the campus. We'll be joined by different campus partners who know this topic best. We hope to see you there, or please don't hesitate to watch the recording for that session once it's become available. In terms of other reminders, so right now is a great time to request your documents and to apply for housing. Even though it may feel like there's a lot of time before the beginning of the academic year, it's best to take care of those things as soon as possible. So for housing information, please visit hdh.ucsd.edu. And to request your Form I-20 or DS-219, please go to inewstudent.ucsd.edu. July 10th is the deadline for all health immunization requirements. Please know that if you don't meet those requirements, there will be a hold placed on your account. It's not to scare you, but just to encourage you, to get started with those as soon as possible. And then September is going to be the time when your tuition will be due. This is also going to be the move-in and the check-in time. It'll be the time when we'll finally get a chance to meet in person during our new international student orientation. If you like this pre-arrival webinar, or if you have enjoyed or not enjoyed any of our previous sessions, please scan the QR code to participate in the survey. We want to make sure that we constantly improve these sessions so that they serve your needs. There also going to be a giveaway as part of the survey, so everybody who fills it out can win a $10 Amazon gift card. So I'm going to hold this for just a few more seconds. So please scan the QR code to provide your feedback in the survey. And lastly, this is some of our contact information. We're so grateful that you've joined us today to learn more about ways to get involved, and experience UC San Diego to the fullest. I hope you enjoyed, and we're looking forward to seeing you all at our next session on campus safety. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.